everybody, this is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Take Who, Golgoth of Hilo, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero. Always so happy for you to have joined us here for Rifts, the Face of Evil, our Rifts actual play. And when we last left, our intrepid adventurers have finally returned to the Relic after a brief detour to Oceania, the dimension where Luke's family had brought him to receive some new tattoos. And you guys had just left a ley line nexus and were heading back into the Relic. And we'll just jump in there.
All right, heading on back. And how far are we away from Relic?
You're several miles away. It's going to be a bit of a hike, so I would say you're probably a good hour walk away from the Relic.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, it is bright out. It's light out. It's not dark at all. It's roughly the same kind of time of day when you left Oceania as it is now.
So I'm going to put on my helmet and use the radio to contact Jack, Rasputin, and the others.
All right, sure. Yeah. So you
let me just use the helmet that I'm wearing and do the thing.
Yeah. So you've also put the armor on then as well, Senate. That you have. Okay. So you.
I figure I'd have my Dog Boy Coalition armor on.
Not the hoplite armor.
No, I think the Coalition one will help me blend in.
Well,
when I'm going into these populated areas.
Oh, I don't know if you want to wear that though here.
I was gonna say if you're going into the Relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just keep my regular stuff on.
Okay.
And I plan on ditching my. All I have is the Dead Boy armor at this point, so I'll probably ditch that at the point where we're getting over there, but we're not quite there yet.
All right. Yeah, you guys, your radios have all been kind of reset and everything as your systems have come back online. Anybody have Radio Basic?
Ooh.
I think I do.
Yeah, give it a toss there.
Basic mechanics, basic electronics, radio basic.
The telemechanics.
Yeah, telemechanics does good things. Yeah, so Lex, you're busy tinkering with your radio. Senate, if you want to use telemechanics, that'll give you an 80% chance.
And this would be non-intelligent. So...
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You managed to retune that thing to the frequency. Lex, you will eventually figure it out, but Senate, you tune the radio very quickly in, and yeah, you can see if anybody's around.
Well, I would probably throw out there, hey, Rasputin, Sly, Jack, anybody out there? Over.
All right. And then you kind of hear a brief little bit of kind of dead air. Who is this? You hear the reply. It's typical response from old Jack.
I'll respond. You called me. Who's this? Sorry, I can't resist. I do that in real life, and I get yelled at frequently. I will never be able to stop myself.
Who is this? Over.
Jack. It's Senate.
Senate.
Over.
It's like we thought we lost you. It's been over a week.
You didn't say over. Over. So yeah, we got a little sidetracked, but we're on our way back now. Are you still at the Relic? Over.
Yeah, we've been looking for Jimmy.
I hate that. I hate those collections of words. I hate the sentiment and the idea that it carries. I don't.
Do I hear any of this, or did I get me right?
You just hear him speaking. you don't hear. I
was going to say,
old Jack.
Okay, what are you upset about?
And you see my physical mannerisms as I'm like now slightly tipped forward at the hip, like arms just straight down, head to the side, like what the hell? And then I'll hold one finger up to Sir Luke and tap my ear, indicating I'm on the phone. I can't right now.
Oh, don't you shush me. I hate being shushed.
Oh. and other information you shouldn't have given.
At about this point, Lex, you tune your radio in so that it's basically everybody can hear the conversation now.
Thank God. What's going on?
Say, so everybody made it okay of the three of you? We're just missing Jamie and possibly a horse?
What, we're missing Jamie? What, where's my horse?
Look, we got it figured out, I think. I've had the other two boys tracking him down. If anybody can find him, those two can.
All right, well,
where are you at?
I wanna chime in and just say, we're just on our way into Relic. Do you have a safe place where we can meet you?
Yeah, we've still got the flat that we've secured before we left.
Okay, well, we'll see you there. We'll head right there now.
All right, we'll see you in a little while.
over.
So, okay, so after we get off the radio, so Jamie's missing?
Apparently. The Psi-Stalkers are tracking him, but...
Wasn't he supposed to stay in the apartment?
Yeah, but he's also nuts.
Yeah.
Plus, when you're locked in an apartment with a horse, it gets kind of weird.
The horse isn't in that apartment. It's... Jesus. Better not be in an apartment.
Better be at like a body chop shop getting grafted onto that horse.
Don't even joke about that.
All right, and so in about an hour or so, you walk into, and it's cold. It's winter now. It's much colder and much more snowy than when you left. And you make your way into the Relic. It is daytime. It is not nighttime, and there's people in the city. It's a bustling city, and you do make your way to the apartment that you guys had rented. And once you get in there, you see that old Jack. There's basically three sleeping spots that have been made, and old Jack is in there at the table. He's got himself a steaming cup of something, probably some whatever tea. I can't imagine they have coffee and tea like we do now. And where are they shipping it from? But anyway, he's drinking something warm. Wearing basically a wife beater. With you can see his two bionic arms where they attach to his body. It doesn't look pretty where those seams are. And he looks up at you as you guys enter. His malfunctioning robotic eye kind of staring blankly in your direction, and his human eye kind of almost like the crow's feet in the corner of it smile a little bit as he smirks and stands up, and he says, "Well, I never thought I was going to see you guys again."
We had to take a bit of a detour, but we made it, so that's the important thing.
We lost the patrols, so the Coalition, they're probably still looking for us, but they're not actively following us.
Well, you must have gotten pretty damn lost.
No, we made it exactly to where we were looking to go. My family lives in, at this location, so we
got really damn lost trying to get there, and then eventually we found our way there.
I don't think we were lost getting there. We were in the right direction. We just, got a little misplaced occasionally, but we got there.
Outside of this game, it's all recorded, right? We can just go back. It's like a whole day of trying to roll.
Yeah, and how long did you stay there?
Well, we didn't quite stay there really long. We eventually went to, where my family is really from.
All right, and as you recount the days, you realize that in addition to the time that you can account for the 2 days of travel to your family's hometown there, and then a day there, and then only like 3 days in Oceania.
Mm.
Yeah, you've lost 4 days somewhere. He basically says you've been, rather than only being gone for, that amount of time, which is basically like 6 days. No, he says you've been gone almost 10 days.
Huh. Oh man. I wonder if that was when we were coming through the portal in the rift.
You went through a rift?
Kind of. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, the highway to Oceania isn't exactly... Yeah.
Well, the boys and I, we've managed to take care of the pawning of the Samus power armor.
My ears
Where are the boys? Where are the boys now?
Like looking
Do they
for
need help? Do they need help looking for Jimmy?
Well, yeah, that might be the thing. They're supposed to be back today by nightfall. They, Okaro wanted to rule out that it was him that took Jimmy. But, well, he wasn't here when we got back. And, yeah, some of the stuff was gone too, but it didn't look like it was ransacked.
What was left?
Most of the stuff. Just some of the pricier things that could be pawned off. That's what was missing.
The stuff that was here, was there anything of Jimmy's or that Jimmy would have been interacting with more closely?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. He doesn't have much.
Not even a leg to stand on?
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Jeez.
So, I mean, first things first. This dead boy armor that I'm lugging around, we should probably get rid of that in the same way that you got rid of the Samus. Secondly, depending on what Rasputin and Sly find, I might be of help figuring out where Jimmy is. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, they did their psychic thing. That's why they...
Their psychic thing and my psychic thing are not necessarily the same psychic things.
Well, if you say so.
At least I assume they're not. Mine comes with much better hair. How's that?
Well, hair at all. But, have a seat. You must be tired.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Honest, not really. I just spent a couple days on the beach. It's pretty good.
I spent most of that throwing up.
I did actually want to ask you about that.
Did you guys take a dimensional portal to Mexico? Is that where you went?
I spent some time with Luke's mom. It was all right.
It's all right.
That's the second poking of that bear. I'm really excited for the third
one. My favorite is that he dismisses it by going, all right.
Yeah.
Like it should have been better than all right.
Yeah. The fact that you have a pelvis is incredible to me.
Mom's awesome. Come on.
She came and found me on the beach.
All right.
Sorry, Senate. You had a question about it, something?
No, I again,
has it passed?
I used some of my psychic tree. And
psychic tree?
Listen, I'm not here to conjugate, all right? Just cool it. And I got a really good glimpse of you screaming in agony.
Yeah.
Problem with this sort of thing is it's rather disjointed. So I just want to make sure that this isn't a future yet to unfold and has already happened, because I don't know what you were going through roundabout the pyramid time.
Right. So getting those tattoos is really an unpleasant experience.
Does it involve screaming in agony? Just to again be thorough.
It hurts a lot, and there might be a little bit of vocalization.
This isn't a masculine challenge
I'm
sort
not
of thing.
saying
This
it's
is just me
masculine.
making sure
I'm
that.
just saying it hurt. It hurt a lot. Yes, it hurt a lot.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to like go to the fridge, come back, and you're going to be on the floor screaming because I should have done something to prevent this.
No,
That's fine.
It's good
I can work with that.
It's good now. It's all good.
All right.
The hell are you guys talking about?
Psychic stuff. What's the blowback from the coalition been so far?
Well, we've been keeping pretty low profile. I haven't gone out much. We got rid of the armor.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's why the other two, they went out. So,
okay.
But, yeah, I'm already a known quantity to the Coalition. I didn't want to stick around in Relic any longer than I had to, but, well, Jimmy was gone.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the fact that they're looking for somebody with robot arms kind of makes you stand out a bit.
Yeah, Lex, you pick up the scent, a familiar scent, from out in the hallway there.
I'm going to assume that it's Sly and Rasputin.
Mm-hmm. That it is.
Coming back.
They open the door and.
So I'm gonna get up and walk to the door before they start, before they even open it.
Yeah. You open it on them, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just as they're reaching for the doorknob, I'll open it the other way.
Yeah. You open it up, and it's Rasputin standing there. He looks down at you, and he smiles. Well, the dog made it back, and so did the rest of you. And Sly's.
Smell you getting off the elevator.
Sorry, that's funny.
Yeah, well, we could sense you as well. So, turnabout's fair play.
So did you find Jimmy?
And Sly kind of steps in, and he looks at you, and then he looks at old Jack. Oh, we found him. We found him.
That sounds ominous.
So, my question to you players is, what do you want to bring with you?
Oh.
To what?
To where they bring you to go get him, essentially. It's a seedier side of town. It's not, it's not the best part of the Relic, but it's, he hasn't left the city.
I'm going to bring, let's see what I got. I'm not going to wear my armor because I don't really need that anymore. Let's see. I'm going to bring...
Not going to wear my armor because it's just more of a visual encumbrance than anything else.
Well, you don't have to wear the helmet. That's the most telltale sign, right?
Okay, then. Let's do that, then.
Technically, you can still wear the helmet and not wear the faceplate.
Well, no, I don't mean visual. I just mean it's probably not best to be seen as someone...
Stomping around in armor?
Well, a member of the Coalition, specifically.
Yeah, so the faceplate is the most telltale sign.
Yeah.
That a person who knows armor would be able to tell just by looking at the armor, oh, that's actually Coalition armor. But the average person, it would be the faceplate that would make them go, oh, Coalition, right?
Oh.
So.
Well, good to know.
So I'm going to bring my laser pistol and my gas mask.
All right. Cool.
I'm gonna keep that Atlantean armor on.
All right.
And then I'm just gonna have my backpack, and I'm gonna have my laser pistol in the backpack so you can't actually see it.
Okay. So just so you know, that'll be difficult to draw if you need it, right? Because it's in the backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll have some of my other stuff, like my infrared distancing binoculars and Is it nighttime that we're there?
No, it's currently currently daytime, but yeah, they I'd say it's probably late morning, like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Okay, so then I probably won't want my infrared binoculars, but I'll take my laser distancer and yeah,
All right,
just have that and the pistol in my backpack.
cool. Portland, anything?
I'll be wearing my medium ley line walker armor. I'm going to. Did that come with the gas mask? Because I always look at my picture. It looks like a gas mask. That
Yeah,
I'm wearing.
you have a gas mask. Yeah.
That comes with it. Sounds good. I'll keep that. And then within my robes, I will have my vibro saber with me.
Okay, so that's the size of a short sword, right? So it's
Does it get turn on, turn off kind of thing, or like is it always on?
no, it turns on. Like when you draw it, you turn it on as you
Yeah,
draw
that's what
it.
I want. Yeah. So it's like so I'll have it underneath my cloak. And
Yeah.
I'll turn it on like a lightsaber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not going to be super easy to conceal though, right? But because it's essentially a short sword. But yeah, you'll have to like it's not it has a blade and everything. Like if it just when you turn it on is when it begins
I'm just
to.
wondering, with this particular garb, can I do what Blade did and have like inside the back of his cloak kind of thing? You know how he had that thing in the back?
Well, you could. I'm sure that you could find a scabbard that you could wear that way, and
Yeah,
and
I think
put
I'd
it-
like to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that way it's just there and it's kind of still concealed, but like not like it's still like I can get to it quite quickly if I needed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
You could mod it that way. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna mod that way.
A very cinematic way of stowing a sword, but a very
Yeah,
impractical
I
way
think so.
of stowing a sword. But yeah,
That looks pretty badass
But
at the
this
same
is-
time.
we're certainly on the plausible side of things as opposed to the realistic side of things. So
Yep, absolutely. Let's do that.
cool. All right. So you've got your saber with you.
That's it.
All right. Sir Luke, not Sir Luke, Senate, are you bringing anything other than your armor?
Yeah, I'll huck the helmet in a backpack, wear the armor, the jetpack because that's built into it.
It's not built
I
into
will-
it. It's a separate thing.
Maybe I'll leave it.
Okay.
No, I won't. Never mind, because this might actually be a
Okay.
pursuit.
You won't be able to wear the backpack if you have the jetpack on.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we'll leave the jetpack.
Okay.
I will bring my fancy new sword, which is fairly readily concealable, given that it's just kind of a hilt.
Yeah.
And should probably bring. Hang on. I don't want to bring a full rifle. That's a little excessive, so I might just bring a pistol.
All right.
A laser pistol.
Cool. All right.
See the other guys grabbing their gas masks, and I'm going to grab mine and throw it in my backpack as well.
Okay. Cool. And
Yeah, my urban warrior armor was left in Unity, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
But you guys are good to go. Old Jack puts his shirt back on and puts on his coat. And yeah, Rasputin and Sly lead the way. And they bring you into the seedier section of town, a place that is probably known for its nightlife, not its daytime life. There's a lot of questionable places, things like that. It's definitely the lower side of town. And yeah, they stop outside of what appears to be a hotel of sorts, and it's got some boarded up windows and the like. The streets aren't super busy with cars or anything like that. People don't tend to come down this way. And Rasputin says, well, he's in there.
Any idea as to why? I mean, I don't know that A mechanical man has much use for what appears to be an opium den.
And he says, well, I think he found a use. And that's when you see there's two guys kind of stepping out from around the sides of the building, making their way to the front there. They're armed. They seem to be cybernetically enhanced, and they are kind of keeping an eye on you as they move closer to the front entrance.
Think Jimmy's being held hostage?
Don't know. But we can smell him in there. Can you smell him, Lex?
Yeah.
I can smell it.
Well, let's go get him.
Well, before this gets all sorts of silly, can I try telepathy on one of these guys? Preferably one that doesn't have a whole lot of metal sticking out of his head.
Well, they all kind of have their own little bits of metal in their head, but let me just... You can certainly do that. And he does not save.
So again, I'm just getting surface thoughts. So given that he's walking and looking at us,
yeah,
what's he thinking about?
And he's like, I wonder which faction they're with. Who sent them? Right. Looks like those Psi-Stalkers went and got some friends.
And I'll kind of turn to the group and quietly say, is this the sort of thing that we can talk our way through instead of shoot our way through, just for a wacky change of pace?
I'm perfectly content with that if it works.
Old Jack says, yeah, I'd really like to conserve my ammunition for a bigger target.
All right. Well, could possibly go wrong. And then I'll kind of nod to the one guy while I approach.
All right.
Try and get his attention.
Yeah, and they both kind of stand there. You notice that the guy that you didn't nod at puts his hand back toward his weapon. It's still holstered.
Doing that, I will actively distance my hand from my sides, like to make it obvious, where it's like, no. That's not what I'm doing here. Everybody fucking cool it.
All right. But you're still wearing your armor, right?
Yeah. It seems prudent.
Okay. Well, I didn't think you were like disrobing. I thought I just wanted to make sure that you were wearing armor.
Yeah, no, I'm making it obvious that I'm not looking to like sneaky draw something, because that would be ridiculous. And I'll just say, gents, we're not here for a scrap or a brawl or a turf war or whatever this is.
A Donnybrook?
Sure. It's actually really good.
I know.
And the guy kind of raises his eyebrow when he says that.
Yeah, I tried. I really tried. I'm sorry. We're not looking to step on any toes, but I have it on pretty good authority that a friend of ours is in there, and we rather need that friend back.
And just who would this friend be?
Nice. Mostly metal, about half a man.
And you can see the expression on his face just drops as you start to describe him.
Oh, in that case, can I use a sneaky electrokinesis and start shutting things off? Because I feel like this is going to take a hard left real quick.
Let's do an initiative roll then to see who acts first.
Oh, I hate that.
And if you guys would like to drop your initiative as well, then.
All right.
Apparently, you're all going to go before this guy. But that's
okay.
But yeah,
does
just give
6th Sense kick off from this? Because, like, we're sort of starting it. Even though we're not really getting into combat as such, I'm just kind of looking at the guy.
Yeah. I don't think there's necessarily danger. I don't think you guys have tripped anything yet that's guaranteeing. You haven't set anything into a course of events yet that would activate it.
Like, I'm doing this kind of as a preemptive thing, and it wouldn't be obvious. It would just... They'd pull a trigger and it wouldn't work.
Yeah. This is mostly just to see who acts first. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Oh, well, you do.
Combat.
Nicely rolled. Nice rollbacks.
Is initiative in combat, or is it...
It's on the on the combat page.
Oh, there it is.
Just make sure you select your token.
Yes, as with all things.
All right. And DT, anything?
No, I'm in the back, right? So
Yeah, I just need to know where you're going to end up on the roster. That's all.
yeah, I'll end up at the back. I'll wait to see what happens here.
Yeah, I still need you to roll just to make sure that I know where you're acting. Yeah.
Jeez. Got it?
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Nothing really crazy there, Lex. Are you just hanging tight, or what do you want to do?
Well, I just have a question here. So this shadow meld that I have,
Yeah.
with this necklace,
Yeah.
like, I think I'm reading the word shadow, and I'm assuming that I have to use it in the dark.
No, you just have
Can I
to.
use it like in the middle of the day, and it just makes me less noticeable?
So what it does is if you it lets you basically jump into a shadow. So there needs to be a shadow, and when you activate that, you basically can jump into a shadow, and you effectively become two-dimensional. You're and you can move within the shadow.
In this area, like this building, is there a shadow on like a close side of the building or the front of the building?
There are shadows from a variety of different things. So there's some street lamps, that sort of thing. That like it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, so the sun's high in the sky. It's not super high though because it's winter. So, but there's all of the sorts of things that you would imagine are in a standard city street are going to be casting relatively short shadows at this point of the day, but shadows nonetheless.
So I'm just going to kind of hang out and wait and see what transpires here.
Okay, sure. Sir Luke?
What's that? Sorry?
What are you doing?
I'm just waiting to see how they react.
Cool. And Senate? What are you doing?
What am I getting off of... well, this guy made a reaction. What am I getting off this still active telepathy?
Right? They're like, oh, they know the machine man.
Is there like an emotional cadence to that statement?
If you were using empathy, then you would get that.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah. In that case, yeah, let's use electrokinesis and see what I can or cannot turn off.
Okay, so you activate that, and there's a fair number of electronic devices that's on him. He's got his energy weapon, radio. Actually, the radio is built in, so you would be able to turn that off. But so I guess the most relevant one that's on him is his weapon.
Yeah. So would both he and his buddy be in range? Because I've got up to 12 interactions.
Yeah, for sure.
Where's that range?
That's pretty far, like 30 feet or something like that, isn't it?
I think it's like double that.
Okay, well, yeah, they're both in that range.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just start shutting off radios and weapons primarily.
Yeah, the radios are cybernetic, so you can't really shut them off.
Okay, yeah, whatever's accessible in that way.
But they're weapons you can certainly disable. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Cool.
And as that's going on, I'll just kind of continue the conversation and say, again, to be clear, we're not looking for trouble, but we need him back to be on our way.
And the one guy, when you say that, he looks over at his friend, who kind of gives him a look as well. They're like, you want him back?
No, want and need, or maybe there's difference there we were talking about here.
All right, Rasputin, he puts his hand down toward his weapon, ready to draw it if need be. Portland, anything?
I am going to use Charismatic Aura. The Friendship Charismatic Aura. And specifically, I'm going to cast it, and it affects everybody in a 60-foot radius.
All right.
And they have to do a saving throw versus magic.
All right, so Charismatic Aura it is. And
yeah.
Cool, and you have a +1 against the saves now for them.
Yeah.
So no save there. Wow, what are the odds? I've rolled so many ones. Yeah, and there you are. You've cast it, and they can see you cast the spell, but they fail the save, and so they are affected by that. This is friendship trust, and you said everybody in a 60-foot radius of you, so that would include your friends as well.
Yes, who will trust me, I'm sure, anyways.
Yeah. All right, what do you want to do there? That's your action, I guess. That's what you did. And their reactions, they're waiting upon your first few words spoken with them. So.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, your action was to cast the spell, so it's in effect.
Yes.
Sly kind of looks over to you, now taken with you a little bit, I'm sure. Let's see. Oh, never mind. He didn't change his mind.
He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He gave him no fucks.
Yeah. He just kind of looks at you casting the spell, just shakes his head and puts his hand on his vibroblade, ready to draw it if need be.
We don't need to kill anybody right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Old Jack, he kind of rolls up the sleeve on his coat there over his cyber arm or bionic arm. And
would I be able to resist Portland's spell? I mean, obviously it doesn't really matter, but I'm just curious if I would just automatically resist it or try to resist it.
You would get a saving throw, sure.
Yeah,
you know, but you already
do you want to
trust him.
Me, is what you're trying to
say?
I already trust him, but I just want to see.
So you rolled a 12, and you actually have to beat a 13. So no.
Yeah, no, all right.
Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, Punk 1 and Punk 2 are...
No, I rolled a 16.
You rolled a 12.
No, I rolled a 16. I rolled an 8, and I've got an 8 plus 8.
Oh, sorry, it beats a 12. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, you beat... Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, well done. Sorry, I was looking at what was highlighted there in the box, but
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to roll against me?
No, I didn't want to.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. The two punks are. Their eyes are now. You're talking to them there, Senate, and their eyes immediately, and you can hear the casting of the spell behind you, and their eyes completely now are. Their attention is focused on you there, Portland, and the one says, "What about you? Are you here to see the Machine Man too?"
Yes, I am actually, and it would be very helpful if you can help us get him back.
Right, and
we really don't want any trouble. We just want to get our friend back.
You're friends with the Machine Man?
It's a loose relationship, kind of like our
and they look at each other. They look at each other, and it's like you just told them that you were friends with like Mick Jagger or something like that. Like they're like, you are a friend of the Machine Man? And they're like, wow, right? They're like, that's so cool, right? One of them walks up to you and he kind of goes in for the swoop handshake, right? He's doing the dive, and
I will connect with.
He has really small hands, and he's just.
No, that's a joke to be made. Don't go there for those who knows. Do not, is not the venue to do so.
Oh no.
Anyway, and he goes in for the swoop handshake. He's like, you know the Machine Man. He's your friend?
That's right.
That's amazing.
He's probably missing us. We've been gone for quite a long time.
Wow.
We go back.
Like all of you, says the other one?
That's right.
Oh, yeah. We're great friends, says Rasputin.
And I'll throw an eyebrow up and say, yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And he looks at his buddy. I guess we can, yeah. These guys seem cool. All right. And they're on you like, like glue there, Portland. They think you're the cat's meow, bee's knees, right? They're kind of walking you up to the front door there, and they open it up, and they lead you guys in. It's at one point it was a very modern hotel with a very large lobby and a lot of kind of the polished granite glass kind of look. It's since been damaged. If you recall the lobby of the Matrix after the big shootout. Yeah, so there's a lot of crumbling and brokenness and things like that. There is a staircase that goes up to the second floor, but the second floor is looking down into the lobby here. And as you go up, you can hear people talking and murmuring, and you do see some people peer over top of the balcony looking down into the first level there. And you can hear some guns being drawn and the like. Your sixth sense still doesn't go off. There's no real danger just yet. They kind of bring you into what would have been a kind of conference room, but it's all done up with, the tables are out. There's a group of people in here, probably about 20 people in here, just kind of sitting around at the tables. They're eating, and what you see is there's a more like an armchair that's kind of propped up on a bit of a stage, and sitting in the chair is James T. He's rather loungy in that chair, and he's got somebody pouring him a glass of something, and he laughs, and and says, "Thank you, Philip." Right, and then he takes a drink from it and spits. Let's try a different one, right? And you can see that there's like bottles of some sort of alcohol that they're opening up and the like. As you guys walk in, and old Jack just kind of looks around and is like, "What the hell is going on?"
I'm very puzzled.
Is everyone here mechanically augmented?
Not everyone, but a good number of them are.
Oh, okay. It's just worried we had a Borg collective scene going on.
Hey, James, what's going on?
And his attention immediately shifts from the guy he's talking to and over to you, and he says, I don't believe my eyes. That's a really, really big cybernite. And he's like, "Philip, do you see what I see?" And he's like, "Yes, sir. That's a really big cybernite. That's what that is." And he looks over, and a ley line walker, and a dog boy, and Psi-Stalkers, and a headhunter, and some sort of Psi-Mutie. He looks at Senate.
What's going on?
Lunch. And you can see people are busy eating. There's like passing around plates of food and things like that.
I'm just going to look over at Jack and like kind of mouth like, what the fuck?
Exactly what I'm thinking. "Jimmy, what the hell happened here?" And says, "That's a good question, old Jack." And he kind of hops out of the chair onto his hands and scuttles over into your direction. Where the hell were you?" And he hops up onto a table so that he's kind of looking more at old Jack face to face. It would be a very high table if he were looking at you face to face, Sir Luke. Portland, Lex, anything you want to...
I'm going to turn to Punk 1 and Punk 2, and I'm going to ask them if I could also get something to eat, as I am quite famished.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure, right? And
you guys want anything? It's lunchtime, apparently.
The
group that I walked in with: Rasputin, Sly, old Jack, and the crew.
Yeah, Jack just ignores you. Rasputin.
Yes, and why?
Rasputin shakes his head. Sly's like, "I already ate. Although,
okay,
I could always use another snack."
Got any stew?
I don't know. Looks like a lot of roasted something or other, right? And he says, "Come on, what's your name again, man?"
My name is Portland.
Cool. And they walk along with you. Now you only get this for 6 rounds. This kind of friendship trust, 6 rounds per level of experience. So, you got about 6 minutes. You probably only have a couple more minutes left of the spell. Lex, anything on your part?
No, I'm okay.
All right. Senate, anything for you?
What kind of a head count are we dealing with here?
You probably got about
22, I think.
Yeah, 20 to 30 guys.
It's a lot more than I'm happy about, but okay.
Yeah, and James T, hop on the table. And where were you? "Oh, we got sidetracked," says old Jack. Anything from Luke?
We were trying to get the armaments so that we could do what you asked us to do.
You were supposed to be gone for a day or two.
I don't think that was ever discussed in terms of the length of time.
I'm going to look at him and say, you and I discussed a couple of days, and there was no real set arrangement because of the nature of, I guess, the obstacles we were going to be facing.
Yeah, well, you guess what happened, right? And he kind of tears off a leg of something and takes a bite, balancing on one hand. Right? He's got a mouthful. He's like, so I'm in the apartment, and then somebody tries to roll the apartment, and he looks around. He's not here anymore. But the one that survived, Philip over there, right? And he waves the drumstick that he's taking a bite out of over at Philip, who just kind of meekly nods. He knows not to mess with me. He knows.
Okay, that's fine.
So how did we get from the apartment not being rolled to this lovely lunch?
I said, well, who sent you, Philip? And Philip says, oh, well, he won't take kind to what you did to poor Jeff here. And I said, no, he won't, but I wanna talk to him. And I talked to him. And yeah, I talked real nice to him. And he just kind of crushes the bone of the drumstick that he's eating and throws it down. Talked real nice, didn't I, Philip? Yeah, he says. And so I said, hey, we can do things a lot better. And I told him about what I can do. All I needed was some legs. And so they were going to help me out, and I was going to help them out.
So I'm going to look over at Jack and just going to shake my head.
So Jack says, you're getting legs? Well, they were going to help me take the cave.
Were they?
That's right. Told him there was more like this, and he kind of twinkles his fingers a little bit at the cave. These boys, they like their implants.
You think that's a particularly good idea, Jimmy?
And he kind of looks at you. Well, I don't know. Who's been with me for 2 weeks? And he kind of scuttles over to them, or to you, away from them. Huh? There's Senate. Who's been looking after me and me them? Not you. Where you been?
Putting my ass directly on the line on your behalf.
Oh. Well, that's pretty kind of you. Except you left me all alone in an apartment. Not even with a horse.
Thank God.
I said.
Don't
and
you
I'm turning on Sir Luke right now. It's like I said.
Don't you do it.
I'm concerned.
No.
What's worse, this or an MDC ballistic horse? Just saying.
No.
Could have had it. Artillery horse.
Fuck you.
And one of the guys in here says, "Sir, are these guys bothering you?" And James T looks at you. I don't know. Have you come to bother me? And did you get enough stuff to take out the cave?
Yeah.
Well, we were certainly gone long enough, I suppose.
And he looks at the crew in here. Philip, what do we got so far? And he kind of pulls out a a pad and starts flipping. We've secured 4 suits and 7 laser rifles, sir. Oh, and he scuttles around. Think it's funny up there, do you, Cybernite?
Kind of suits.
Huh?
Said you secured suits. I'm curious. What kind of suits? I'm asking Philip more than...
Yeah. And Philip looks at James T. and he's like, "We'll tell him." And Philip's like, "Plastic man armor."
Oh, plastic man armor.
Well, I mean, 4 suits and better part of a dozen rifles across, and I'll do the slow pan, and 20 to 30 of you. It's a good start.
Oh, cannon fodder.
Hey, says one of the guys at the table.
What do you...
You better watch your mouth. I don't care how tall you are. And he's not a small guy himself that stands up. He's nowhere near as tall as you, but he's... Right?
I'm just going to try and de-escalate and say to Sir Luke, like, just unnecessary. And then I'm going to look at the other tall but not as tall but still tall, I guess, and say, like, respectfully, just... It's better if no. And then I'm going to go back to James T. and explain, okay, I'm not exactly sure what happened in the period of time between when we made the plan and then returned from the execution of the plan, but we have executed our side of the plan, which means we should probably continue. Now, whether or not some of the gentlemen around us, and I'll kind of gesture vaguely, want to come along, I don't say no to help under normal circumstances.
I'm looking at Senate like kind of like a snap look at him, essentially, with a quizzical look.
Okay. But I think it's in everyone's best interest to be upfront and explain this is no small task. And 4 suits of plastic man armor across the lot of you will not save the lot of you.
And James T. looks up at you, lifts one hand up and kind of waves you to come lower.
Is there a chair nearby? I don't want to...
You could, like, squat down, but... You
oh,
could,
well,
yeah, he's...
suppose.
Yeah.
Yep. Put my hand on the table and... Yep.
And he kind of leans in. His breath smells bad. And likewise, you can smell like greasy hair and stuff like that. He hasn't bathed since you found him, right? So,
roasted meat and WD-40, I imagine.
A little bit less roasted, more hanging. But anyway, he whispers and he's like, "So, what did you get?"
Well, Jamie, we were able to get a couple pieces of equipment that we could trade and have traded. We were able to steal a couple suits of armor, not unlike the one I'm wearing, some rather heavy ordnance, and the explosives we were discussing.
His eyes kind of perk up.
So, while I appreciate setting up a contingency plan, respectfully, I don't think your plan stacks up. Well, I don't think your backup plan stacks up well against your original.
How heavy is the ordnance?
Heavy enough to have gotten us here. And again, I'm wearing armor that's got some dents in it, so I would kind of give that a bit of a tap.
And he hops down off the table, scuttles back over to the chair that he was in when you guys first came in, and kind of climbs up and perches himself on the back of the chair. All right, everybody listen, and he yells it out. I need you paying attention here. Pay attention, and he yells. And the guys that you're sitting with there, Portland, they kind of put their spoons down and look up. And says, Philip's in charge. I'm going with these guys. You know the plan. Collect what you can. Every man needs to be armed and ready to take on him. And if you do, and we retake my throne, I'll give you all new bodies. More powerful than you can imagine. And they're all like, yeah. That's right. So keep at it. I'll be back to come get you and bring you. Remember that. I'll come back. Right? He looks over at old Jack and Senate and Rasputin and Sly and Sir Luke, and old Jack nods. That's right.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
I don't know that I've stopped kneeling yet. So
no, he just walked away from you and climbed up.
Let everybody else handle it.
Yeah, and all right then. Slaps Philip on the back. Philip kind of takes a step forward, hops back down on his hands, and scuttles over to you guys. Well, when we leaving? And with that, we will leave it at this for this episode. Thank you again for joining us as we draw things back together in the face of evil and get underway. I'm Magnum Pi with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero.